here in the neighborhood that I grew up in as a kid, and I thought it was almost essential to bring us full circle for potentially one of the most exciting cars that we've ever had the opportunity to purchase.
John's gonna try an F40.
This street has seen so many insane supercars, and I grew up sort of always, waiting. You'll see in my driveway, listening to my dad leave his mechanic shop. I'd stand out front as a young kid, and I'd be waiting for him to come home, and he'd bring home almost a different car every single day. And I became so intimate with these cars. And there it is. That is the house I grew up in. Wow, it's totally changed. So we used to have a big gate. Here's my dad, hold on. Hey buddy, what's going on?
Hey buddy, good. I'm leaving right now, shop. We're
Awesome.
on our way. Where are you?
We are on the way right now. We're just on North Lake, so we'll see you shortly.
I got John something from last time because he's a dad.
Oh,
He's a dad. And this is the jacket from
Oh, cool.
Lamborghini.
Thank you.
My dream was to finish all the cars before I was 70, and I'm going to do it in 2 weeks. So now he took a day from me. Last night I was working till 12 while he was sleeping. It's going to be done soon.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
exciting.
that's my dream. All my cars.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
touched them but me. Every screw, he'll tell you, every rivet had to be perfect screw. The paint, nobody touched the paint. I wet sand buffed it. And the interior, the mechanical, they're all my babies that I bought.
Yeah,
I
of
got
course.
my first, one of my XKs, 18,000 original miles that I restored. And then the Miura SV, the Miura Auto Show car, 72. That was almost not as good as having John, but it was very exciting. And now look at the investment. I didn't buy it for an investment. I bought it for the beauty, and I won't sell it for anything. No millions, nothing. Just not for sale. And it's going to go to him, of course. So I have to teach him everything: how to shut it, this, that, how to adjust it.
I'm terrified.
I'm terrified.
I know all the little
to that.
things. I'm literally.
I better not die. That's the thing, because I know what makes the car run. There's no Miura like that, or even the Countach or the Diablo. There's tricks to it, But I've been doing it since I was a kid. I started with my dad's shop. He always wanted me to be a doctor, lawyer, or stockbroker. I went to school and I went to work for Payne Webber. I said, no, I want to do cars. And my father made me a go-kart when I was 5.5, and I still have it. My mother said to my father, you're going to kill our son. I was driving cars, real cars, on the street at 8 years old, 9 years old.
So
Jaguars, Ferraris.
I'd only ever seen his Miura outside maybe once. And it's funny, look at this, hold on, you're gonna laugh. This is the only time I've ever seen the Miura outside.
Yeah, that's cool.
Isn't that cool? This is a car that we actually just bought, and I used to wash this car at my dad's place. He would service it. It was the actual Lamborghini used in the Wolf of Wall Street movie. And we didn't realize till we bought it, one of our guys found it, that, imagine, I was washing it as a kid, he was working on it.
I sold
25,
it,
30 years
flipped
ago.
it, and then we took it to one of your original events on Rosemary.
Really?
That car. Yeah.
Oh, no
yes.
way.
We took the Diablo 6-liter, one of very few. Remember? Ours,
Okay,
600
yeah,
miles.
yeah. I didn't realize we
Yeah,
took
we
that.
took that.
Oh, that's funny.
But
I paid well over $1 million. I broke a world record. But it's probably one of the most famous today.
Cars.
Yeah.
Because it was all over the,
He used to drive it a lot, right?
No. I drove it more
Okay.
than he did.
Okay.
Because he was afraid of the car. But he had Porsche, 2 slant nose that I did. Sold him Ferraris. He had a cut Testarossa.
Straight. That was cool.
That's worth money.
That's worth money. That was cool.
This is the true story, okay? He was so dedicated to school. He was doing DJ for schools and private parties around the neighborhood. I kept it small, stupid. I went to the moon. He likes to go to Saturn, Pluto. I mean, he's very curious, So he surpassed me, and his grandfather would be very proud. I'm proud, I like that. It's nice to have that, in our family, Temerian. Instead of being a doctor or a lawyer or a stockbroker, we're part of car sales. We're all salespeople. We do repair, restoration, whatever we can do, but we love the automotive field. When you're with my son, you work with him, not for him. You work with him. It's good. And what an operation he's got down there. They're doing repair, restoration, sales, and everything,
Very blessed.
Yeah. See, at my age, look, none of these are marked. All the keys to the base, none of them are marked. I know it I'm 69 and I know every one. I got everything Lamborghini. Look, back there, look at the signs. It goes way back, models. There's the big crest for the front badge. Remember that?
Universe.
That's Grandpa's.
Yeah.
This comes out, you open it, and he pees on you. When you fill it up, he pees on you. My father, he was a riot. But, I got old stuff that nobody has. These are from way back, John made me that when he was little.
Come on, man.
I love the Mira.
Hey, it's a red black Mira S3 gold wheels.
Isn't that funny? And it came back.
That's so funny.
That's the irony of it, right?
That's funny.
You gave me this.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is your car.
That's
the Yoda.
No, that's the U.S. car.
Oh, that's the U.S.
Yeah.
car? I thought that was the Yoda.
No, it is a Yoda.
All the SC rims now. Front, rear spares, tires, you name it. Now when you guys leave, I'll change. I'm gonna clean the whole compartment, the engine and all that, and then clean the louvers, start putting them, see the screws, they're all lined up, ready to go. I didn't even have to mark them, I know where they go. And it's been years they were apart. You can go around the globe and mark this. You'll never see the degree that I've done, and I did it. I'm happy, it's done. Before I'm 70, I gotta finish it.
Proud.
Yeah, thank you.
You should be very proud.
It's a lot of work. It's before I go to sleep, I think what I got to do, and I says I'm going to do it this way, and there's no other way. We're going to do the official as soon as I finish this. Hopefully, a couple of weeks, it's done. Drive safely, you guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mwah.
Thank you. Say hi to everybody. Mura is like a fuck you to everybody. Look at that. Look at that. Sir, thank you for coming.
Awesome.
Nice to see you. Love you guys.
See you. So my dad has spent probably 9,000 hours, maybe more, we estimated, restoring his cars. And his cars were in beautiful condition. They were all low mileage, original paint. And I would say for 25 years, 27 years, 28 years, however long he's been restoring the cars, I would say almost everyone thought he was crazy, including myself. And I spent weekends and summers helping him finish his cars. I was washing cars that in his service business. I was doing all these things, but I had watched him obsess over the details of perfecting his cars. So I grew up watching this, and it got to a point where I started to resent the cars. I started to resent the concept of his OCD nature.
There's always a restoration of a classic car.
And then it wasn't until I started restoring cars that I really could appreciate his commitment. This is not about money. This was never about, for him, selling these cars. He'll never sell the cars. This was about his commitment to perfection. And I think the last time I saw his Mura outside, it was 1994. The last time I saw the Jaguar outside, it was like 1998. So, people can give criticism, but you really have to appreciate someone that has committed their lives to perfecting their cars. This trip is a full circle. I could not be doing what I'm doing today. Curated could not be doing what it's doing today without my dad's story. 55, 60 years of fixing Lamborghinis and sort of perfecting Lamborghinis. And I wouldn't be here today to tell the story of what I believe is one of the most interesting Countachs ever made. If I hadn't washed it as a kid, if he hadn't serviced it as a kid, again, it's this story of full circle. And what a perfect time, because, you know, we're first now, for the first time, bringing my dad into sort of our journey and our story, just 2 weeks away from him finishing the restoration on his car. So we didn't want to show too much. We don't want to show too much because it's not time, and he needs to be comfortable with the fact. But I think in the pursuit and chase and the eventual purchase of the Lamborghini Countach, one of 2 cars used in the Wolf of Wall Street movie, I think the timing is serendipitous. I believed in the value of the Wolf of Wall Street car as it's no longer a car, this is art. The same way my dad in many ways committed himself to a passion that this is art. This is no longer a car. What my dad has done with his cars, they're no longer cars. He doesn't drive them. He doesn't, he's not showing them. He's basically, dedicated his life to preserving them and making them better. So this is the same thing with the Wolf of Wall Street car. And I'm hoping on this journey with purchasing the car, documenting it, photographing it, and all these different things, that we will have the goal. The goal is to actually sell this car as art, whether it's putting at one of the fine art auctions. But I don't believe we can even talk about the miles. I don't believe we can talk about the service history, because this car has a place in history that's way beyond what transportation is, and really the same for what my dad has done with his cars.
So we're sitting here today with arguably one of the most historically significant Countachs of all time. These cars have always represented shock, awe, drama, and statements. But this particular car here is one of 12 cars delivered to the United States, finished in this bianco over bianco. Not only one of 12, but it is the actual car used in the filming of The Wolf of Wall Street. There was another famous Countach used in the movie, The Cannonball Run, and lots of people saw that movie when it came out in the 80s, and this low-slung, low-body, double-wing Countach launched an entire generation of people that fell in love with the car, and that was their first exposure to it. The Wolf of Wall Street did that for a whole nother generation, and these cars now have become more so than themselves, where certain cars now become art. I met the previous owner probably around 2010, and he drove this particular car all the way down from just outside of Baltimore down to DC. And we would share stories of our cars and life and all that, and kept in touch for the last 13 years. They moved around a little bit, but I always managed to stay in touch with them. He was always a friend and a mentor and somebody that I looked up to for many years. I remember one day he calls me and said, "Hey, they're making a movie and they want to use my car." I was like, "Oh, sometimes they're not treated quite right. You got to be careful with that." I wouldn't let my car go in there, but he's like, "No, I'm going to drive it, and it sounds pretty interesting. I mean, it's a pretty big deal. I can't tell you who it's with, but it sounds pretty interesting." I said, "All right, have fun." So he goes up and he drives the car all the way up from Baltimore to New York, and then stuck in rush hour traffic, and calls me and tells me the whole story kind of what's going on. There was another car that was used in filming, which is lost, that was completely destroyed. And it was shocking kind of to the Lamborghini community that they would destroy a real car. They found one of the missing 12 white on white cars, and they had to use that to destroy it to make the movie as authentic as possible. And then there was this car, which was the hero car. And then the movie took off, and it's become bigger than itself originally. If you look at the car now, it's showing 85,000 kilometers. We're incredibly discerning about what we purchase, and John tries to find the investment grade lowest mileage cars that exist, but sometimes discerning can be different. It doesn't have to be about condition. It's about provenance, histories, and stories.
You ready? Busy day. need a coffee first. It's Monday, and we are in the process today. We have two really exciting cars. We need to try to find, we've been working on this to find the perfect photographer for the Wolf of Wall Street Countach. And we talked about, selling this car as art. And the goal, I would say, is to potentially work with one of the auction companies. Sotheby's has an incredible sale where they work with RM, so RM Sotheby's and Sotheby's together, where they actually sell cars as art. So it's been very successful with the Formula One cars. And I just think that's the platform for this car to sell. I know we'll have a ton of interest in it, but I want it to be shot right. We've been chasing a very well-known photographer, Jeremy Cliff, for a good amount of time.
Hello.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Sorry to interrupt your family vacation.
Work happens.
Exactly. So I just confirmed with the studio. They're available Thursday at 8 a.m.
Okay.
So as long as you can make it here, we're a go.
Yeah, I can get up there.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let me know whatever you need
good.
from me.
So it seems like, just to be efficient, light painting might be the best route.
Okay.
I'm super comfortable with it. I know it
Cool.
in and out. I've light painted a couple Countaches.
Yep.
So I kind of know the lines and all that.
Awesome. Listen, I love your work. I think it's like art, and that's what I'm trying to capture. We don't normally do like studio type shoots like this, but I think this car deserves it. And I'd love to, we're doing a whole YouTube thing. We're working on a bunch of PR angles. So I'd love to try to have you and launch it all at the same time if possible.
Wolf of Wall Street's like one of my top movies of all time, so I'd love to hear the story of how you came across this car at some point.
You'll see. It's gonna be good.
I bet.
So yeah, brother.
I love watching you guys on the YouTube. And
whatnot. Thank you, man. That means a lot. Thank you, brother. Thank you. We'll see you Thursday. All right.
All right, cool.
Medium iced Americano. Thank you so much. So it looks like we've confirmed Jeremy Cliff to shoot this car, who's iconic photographer. He's done some great work, road and track, you name it. So that'll be exciting for Thursday. Now we're trying to launch the car Thursday night, and Friday, at the same time, we're also trying to launch one other car, hopefully this week. An incredible story that I don't even know how to present this car yet to the public or how to tell this story. It's essentially the last Vector W8 ever made, Gerald Weigert's personal car. The car has been lost for probably 30 years. It hasn't been seen, and now it's sitting with us in Miami. We're trying to clean up the history and paperwork on that car, so very cool. But before that, I really want to...
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey brother, hope you're well. Wanted to talk with you today about the Wolf of Wall Street Countach. I know we spoke about it briefly before. As I mentioned to you, I wanted to possibly have it at one of the art auctions with Sotheby's. I now have two potential buyers on the car, and I think it needs to go to auction. I want to talk to you potentially about either Monterey, something with Sotheby's, or then the December New York, whatever the luxury week with Sotheby's. Call me back when you get the chance. Thanks, brother.
Let's go like right in this area here. So right now I've got the new Nikon Z9, just their standard 24-70 lens. The Godox light, the RGB. Pretty simple setup, honestly.
Nice.
Super simple setup today. Got the Pro Photo strobes, might break those out in a little bit. But for this, I think the light painting is the move. I mean, we could totally do all this with, $30,000 in lighting and stuff, but
yeah.
I mean, why do that? Well, we could do this. I think that's what I enjoy about just this type of work. It's just really being able to show the lines of the car and all that, you know. Let's go wheel left and we'll pull forward some.